2,000 years later.
Oh, bless me. I'm okay. Wow. Must be dusty down here. All right. Well, a couple of things to maybe work out, but there's the seat back. It looks all right. It's a little, the leather's a little loose still with some wrinkles, which may make it wear more, I guess, but don't look too bad. I just need to stretch that across. I didn't do anything special. Let's set it up here so we can see with these corners. The corners I could have maybe done better, but I couldn't get it to fit and wrap clear around that bar. There's a bar right here. Yeah. But I'm just trying to keep it fairly even all the way across. That looks like a seat back. That ought to work. And I can always tighten it up a little bit more if I need to, but for a rat rod, that don't look too bad, if I do say so myself. One seat back. Now I just gotta do the bench. But I gotta sew the leather together. Yeah, so I did the seam. I didn't do it like, I was practicing trying to do this seam right there. Let's get a closer look there. Yeah, like that. And I wasn't having a whole lot of success, so I just did a typical, just stitched it together from the back side. That's right down the middle of the seat. So it fits. I'm not gonna have a seam like that for the bench, so it'll be a little different. I'm gonna try to line up these seams with the bench, but I have to sew a curtain down around the base. All right. All right, back in the dungeon. So, I was thinking, so this is the bottom of the bench seat. There's the top, I finished. Yeah, so I was thinking I was gonna wrap the piece around from this side, come around all the way around the front, a separate piece, because this isn't quite big enough to cover from front to back and stretch. I mean, I'm close, but not quite, and a couple inches is a long way to try to stretch this already stretched. So I was gonna take this piece. All right, so that piece, and I was gonna run around the front, if that makes sense. So this is the back of the bench here. That's the back of the bench, the side, and the front. And I was gonna make a seam right along here and come on around the side all the way around, wrap this piece in front, and that'll extend it. Now I'm thinking it makes more sense just to put this piece on the back to extend it. Literally just create a seam right there where it's already been bent over and stapled and everything else. Create a seam right there. That gives me the extra stretch across, because this is, I don't know, 18 inches. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll cut and stitch a curve right there in that guy on either side. So I'll cut this off to the curve right there. cut that around this way with a little extra. So literally just slice that portion out and match the two for a curved seam right there, just for the corner of the seats, and then stretch it down and back. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so I trimmed it and stitched it. I don't know if you can see that stitch very well, but there you go. That's the seam, but you can see I got a whole extra ripple here. That's too much. I need to pull that out. So I think I'm gonna rip that stitch again, cut that back a little bit before I try to do the other side. But I think that'll work. That gives me plenty extra. The seat's only coming down right there. It's got to come around and wrap right there. And the kicker is, yeah, I got too much extra material right there. So I got to pull that out, and I think I'm going to pull it out to the front, which is going to give me a little knob right there. So we'll see. I'm obviously not a not a upholsterer, but, and I could also probably put it right to, if I ripped that seam out, I could put it right to that. That might be the key, but I can't make it look as good as that by any stretch. All right, we'll see. All right, so I made both seams on both sides. I just made a slice and then stitched it together, just a simple seam. Let's see. There you go, simple seam. And I'm just gonna stretch that down to the front. Fold it over, snap it in the back. I still got a little, I don't know, corner that I don't like, that I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, but I don't know if I can either stretch it. We'll see what comes of that. Because I might be able to stretch some of it out. And I got it on both sides, so I did the same thing on both sides. You see that side seamed, same thing, and then same little corner issue. But there it is. Again, it'll just stretch down to the corner of the seat here, and then, yeah, right there is the edge of the front of the seat. And I literally just tack it in on the back, stretch it around. I still gotta add material to the whole back side to be able to stretch that over, as I said. But I got plenty of material to do that. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch it here, because that's awful close to where you sit. I might stretch that stitch, or if I'll stitch it lower and just leave that, because you probably won't see that. I think that's where the bench is gonna sit. In fact, I might just put the back on it real quick just to see how it looks. Huh? What do you think? Should we do that? I don't know if I can. Alright, well, something like that. That ought to work. Yeah, that ought to work. Sitting a little bit forward further than it would, but, and my seams don't line up quite right. Obviously these won't line up at all, because I got one there, then the center seam and the center seam on here don't quite match. But that's all right. It's a rat rod, right? I think that'll look pretty good for free. Hard to complain. Yeah. Okay, so I got the back stitched on. The extra, you can see the seam running back down the spine back there. That's just extra leather so I can stretch it. There's my corner a little bit up, but I think if I stretch this properly, I'll be all right. I think that's gonna work. Now it's just time for the stretching. Yeah, and the bullnose, hog nose, you know, the little ringy things, and some staples. We'll see how it goes. All right, I got some staples in the front. Yep, just gotta stretch it around. Looks like those corners are gonna look all right, actually. This one I gotta work on wrapping it around. This other one I got started pretty good, I think. And that's gonna wrap really tight, which is nice. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Keep on going. All right, mostly done. A little bit wrinkled, looks a little wore. Sides are a little wrinkly, but I think that's probably how the originals mostly were. Got to put the pins in there for the edge, but yeah, the seam didn't quite match up in the center, but yeah, so neither do those. I'm close, but not perfect. But I didn't bother measuring it, so for eyeballing it, I guess that's all right. My wife would tell me that's what I get, but yeah, there you go. I still got some staples, I think, on this side, maybe the other side, I don't know which, but there it is. One done, F1 bench seat recovered. Or mostly done. I may put it back on it yet. There you go. Thanks for watching.